Y'all ready for it? So y'all get where I'm at with it, right? Y'all get where I'm at. Really good morning, y'all. This King Jab, the voice of the people, live here, 99 Gems. Yes, I got the greens, beans, chicken, yams, man, all that corn, potatoes, you name it. We got it all today, boy. And we go eat good. How about y'all? Y'all gonna eat good today? I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm especially ready because this was the year that my family, they recognized I've been working hard and they gave me the off, man. I ain't have to cook nothing, y'all. Unbelievable. I'm gonna go jerk this turkey though. For me and brother John, man, brother John got us a jerk turkey. I'm gonna go jerk this turkey. That's what I am gonna do. I'm gonna smoke that today. But how about y'all? Anybody got any plans for the day? Any special plans? Any special plans with the family? I know a lot of people don't celebrate, and I understand the premise of the day, but it is a time to enjoy your family, and it is a time to, look back and see the ones that ain't here with us this year, and recognize those. And it's been a tough year for a lot of people. So, when we get around that family, I think everybody had a little shell moment where they just sit back and cross their arms, or they might go in the other room or go sit in the however they separate. They could be sitting right there in front of you and just really think like, wow, this the whole family tree. This what granny them left. This what granddaddy them left. This everybody. and that's what the day about. I look forward to seeing my peoples today, to spending that time with my peoples. It's important. It's more important than you can imagine. Hey, how you doing? Um, I don't even want. I ain't gonna even do that there. How you doing, Mama John, Miss Muhammad? How you doing this morning? Thank you for coming. I see you up. I know you heard me mention that jerk turkey. Yeah. Y'all. Half of that going to y'all because we got so much food. And I told my brother. I said I'm gonna lace you up. I'm gonna lace you up. So how y'all doing this morning? We had an event yesterday. They had what Marlo Hampton came when they was at Lake Vista and they gave away free meals to the community. Anytime somebody does something positive for the community, it should always be celebrated. So I celebrate, the people that put it together, the people that came out. That's most important. And when people do these events, the people got to come out. Right? Like we got to stop doing that, y'all. I don't even know the turn. I didn't go out. I'm sorry. I was chilling. It was I was working, so I couldn't make it. But it's very important that when people come here or people from here organize events that are for the community and they're free, and all you have to do is show your presence. It's very important that you take the time and show your presence. It's also important that the planners and the people that make these events, you know, take the time and promote it properly. Um, I'm not speaking for this one event, but I've noticed from dealing with corporations, from dealing with people, from dealing with certain businesses, the mindset is, oh, I put it on Facebook. Why ain't nobody here? If that's the best you can do as far as your marketing, come holler at me, man. We can work some things out. We can work some things out. We can work some things out. I'm gonna get into a few stories. I'm waiting on my Breakfast Club peoples, man. They supposed to be sliding through, and we supposed to be hanging out this morning because they say they miss me. And, they know that I've been on the ground. I had to put my head down and go get it. So they say they miss me and they was gonna come through. But I'm gonna go through some stories because I don't know if they covered this, but it's always interesting to me when I see the most. I man, people. I don't know if y'all heard me. Well, I don't even like repeating that because y'all listen to me, so I know y'all heard me say this. The most racial institution in America is the court systems. So it always intrigues me when the court systems go upside, some other people's head other than us. So let's talk about Todd and Julie Crisley from the TV show. My wife used to watch this TV show, and because she watching it, I'm in the bed. I'm either watching her or watching the TV show. Yeah, it is what it is. So I'm kind of familiar with them, but they were sentenced to 12 years for Todd and 7 years for Julie for tax evasion. They said that they defrauded banks more than $30 million by providing fake financial statements and making it look like they were wealthier than they were. This big. So y'all pay attention because why pay attention? A lot of us, even myself, I'm a business owner. And when you're a business owner and you trying to make plays, you got to do stuff the right way. You can't provide fake financial statements and get these loans because they're going to check. They're going to check. It's so advanced right now that they just want to pull your IRS transcripts to know what you're filing. So just tighten up because this was intriguing to me. Oh, Got my
Tighten up.
I got brother Jay here. So I was talking about Todd and Julie Crisley, man.
Okay.
And how they got. Hey man, they went upside their head. They gave them 12 and 7 years for tax evasion.
Well,
and it was intriguing because, like I said, I always am intrigued by the court system because that's the most racist institution in America to me. That's the most racist institution in America to me. Okay. I could do the same crime as Todd and Julie and get 20 years, 25.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Yes, sir. True.
Yeah, they stole 30 million. It was a lot of money on the table.
Okay.
So that was just my play. Well, how you doing this morning, bro?
Not too bad. I'm
trying to get it together, man. I ain't go pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Hey, so have you heard about DeSantis crusade on voter fraud?
I did hear about that.
What he calling voter fraud? He calling that work that the FRCC did.
Yeah. Right.
Us getting convicted felons back there right to vote.
Yeah. He called
voter fraud. And he's arresting already brothers that already been in jail, man. Like I seen this, I'm like, oh, but
I saw that too. He did. It was like 20 people that got arrested.
Yeah, man. You got to realize these people already got records.
Right.
Man, I'm trying to live straight and narrow. Y'all come arrest me because I went to vote.
But I think. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, y'all coming to arrest me because I went to vote. I can't go for it, man.
But that stopped a lot of people from voting.
That was the play.
Yeah, it stopped a lot of people from voting
because those convicted felon voters, they was the ones that in that last election turned a lot of Florida blue.
Right. So
that was part of let's scare them off. Cause I ain't man. I mean, really, I ain't gonna say I ain't. I know some people. Y'all arrest me, y'all might as well put my trial on court TV. Just go ahead. By voter fraud, man. Yeah. Let's go ahead and publicize this because this gonna be a good one. This gonna be a good one. Mm-hmm.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, this gonna be a good one.
I got you. Yeah, no, I saw that, and basically they was taking people who had like sex offenses or murder cases because those were the two exemptions for when you get your right restored, except if you have a murder case or if you have a sexual offense. And so the 20 people that they had were people who had murder cases or had sex offenses, and they arrested them for voting. But what I just saw. A couple of the cases have been dropped because they said, if I wasn't able to vote, why y'all gave me a voter ID card? Like how
and they came back and arrested them on a technicality.
Yeah, pretty much. But they got a card though, so you know what I mean.
That would be my first case. Where y'all send me this whole ballot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's
whole ballot, whole voter
ID. Take the trial, boy. You'll see. Well, I'll be in Mr. Big playing in my headset.
Yeah. So that was that one, and then they said the other part of it. Now here's the way that they're getting around that is they're going to change the voter ID form so that the voter registration form. So on the voter registration form, when you do your attestation, they're going to have you be the one to attest that your rights are restored. So it's not on them to tell you, it's not on them to know whether or not you're able to vote.
So you gotta sign that little, do you verify everything that you affirm everything on here is true and correct? Oh, they trying to hit you. Yeah. Caller, can you hear me? Hello? Oh, I had a call on here. Hello? Caller, can you hear me? They jumped off. I think they don't know if they want. But call back. I'm sorry, caller. You know what I mean? I missed you on that one.
Yeah. Getting back in the groove.
Hey man.
I want to say welcome back to you, man. Welcome back to the voice of the people, man.
I appreciate it, man. I miss it.
We miss you.
And I gotta get back on my grind because I got so many good interviews, man, that I want to just put out, for the next month during the holiday season. And come back in the new year with a bang because I got some stuff going on. It'll be tax season. I'm giving people the info. We'll be grinding, man. And I appreciate
a business in a box.
We ain't gonna give them that yet. We ain't gonna.
Okay.
We go.
Okay.
But listen,
To be
when they get it, because like this, we can't bring them a little plate, so when they get it, we just gonna give them the whole plate. There you go, man. We ain't gonna play with y'all.
We ain't gonna piece you out.
Yeah, I can't play with y'all because
gotta give the whole boat.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing at all, right?
No, you know, a cycle of completion.
Okay, yes, sir. That's right. I know a little bit about that.
Yeah, I said that because you say it to me all the time. You say it to me all the time. Hold on 1 second, man. We go interlude.
Hey.
Oh, hey, man, I'm sorry, y'all.
That do feel good. That part feels good right there.
Wait, come on back in here with it, Auntie.
Hey. You name it.
All right, man. I'm just trying to set that mood,
okay,
man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm feeling greedy today, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. I'm feeling greedy. I'm trying to get.
And I'm the opposite. You know what? I'm actually the opposite. Man. I ain't feeling greedy today, man. I'm feeling like, I'm gonna eat my one plate.
Chill out.
Chill. Probably, you know how it is. You can never eat just one.
Nah,
but it's in the cards. I do one, and then like knowing that I'm gonna be able to go back, not trying to do it all in one setting. But yeah, I'm just kind of feeling.
So what's your method? Because I know I got a method.
Okay.
So I got a method, right? So
yes,
I'm kind of a sampler.
Okay.
And even my wife knows she don't like to make me no big plate. I
right.
eat a lot of food, but I'm gonna try to take a little bit of everything that I like. Okay, that's big. Then I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And double up on the thing.
I need
like
some
really
more. This going on the next one. You know what I mean? So,
double it up.
Yeah.
Let me see. Do I kind of do that too.
Yeah.
But my samples, I got a bigger sample size.
Oh. You got the 10-ounce serving size, not the 6. Okay, I got
the 10.
Okay, I
got the 12, right?
Okay, ooh. Oh, you need a big plate.
Yeah,
you got the.
Yeah, I need a plate.
Oh, and then I got 2 plates because I'm bougie, so I already got.
Yeah, you got 2 plates.
Yeah, like I ain't go front. Like I want to put all the meat over here, all the sides over here.
Okay.
And I need
certain foods can't touch.
Yeah, nah, I ain't so much on that. It's just that. I don't. That came out maybe a little OCD. I don't know.
Okay.
But it ain't the fact that I don't want it to touch. I don't care about it touching.
Y'all going to the same
I used to put all my meats over here and all my sides over here. Then I need a TV dinner tray.
Oh yeah, you did say you was feeling greedy.
Yeah, it's a whole lot going on in this, y'all. I'm just trying to catch y'all up.
It is a method.
I'm trying to catch y'all up, man.
So I heard you on the coming in saying that you got the year off. Tell me about that. The year off of like kitchen duties and cooking duties.
Oh,
yeah,
man. So my wife, recognized I've been grinding. She was like they covered me like we usually the way we do it on our side. We everybody have their dishes, so we'll have our 4 dishes and everything gonna come together.
Right.
They, everything already cooked for me. Okay,
it's starting to come together.
I was gonna put an impromptu Ask Kiana on here, but I did.
It's starting to,
how you doing? Hold on, man. I'm tripping here.
It's all good.
Oh look, the whole time we ain't even.
I don't see.
He out of the rhythm, y'all. That's all right.
I might have to play another interlude, but I ain't gonna do that.
I heard that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, man. I'm feeling greedy, Kiana. I'm hungry now.
You hungry right now?
Yeah, like for real. Like I'm not even playing. Like it's gonna be trouble today.
I think so too. So I'm late because I'm baking cheesecake.
Oh.
And so.
Oh, you heard my O, right? You heard my O. Did you hear my O?
Call me if you need me.
Did you hear my O?
Oh. I had some orders for some sweet potato cheesecake.
So
hold on now. Hold on.
Yeah,
my O turned into a
Yeah.
That's the other part of it.
So what happened is I couldn't leave with it not being done, so I had to wait.
So they're done.
Now it's like cooling down.
Let them settle.
Yeah. So now I can't. That's why I'm here.
Hey,
that's why I'm late.
I respect the baking. Because as great of a cook as I am, like I feel like I do my thing.
If you must say so yourself.
I actually want to take a baking class because I feel like I'm so weak at baking.
Really?
Yeah.
You want me to tell you? So my mom is a baker.
Okay.
Right? I've never took a class or anything like that.
Watched.
And I did. And then what happened is I just woke up one day and started baking and people liked it. And I just think it's probably in my DNA.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to tell you?
You can't sit and watch something like that. And
that's what I think. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was telling somebody that's the difference between the kids now and us as kids. The kids now don't pay attention.
Wow.
We paid attention.
And
that's how you got those skills, just from paying attention.
And I thought that I didn't pay attention. That's the crazy part. I was like running around. Yeah, and then I realized like I really can't. Somebody just said like I really thought it was just your mama.
Yeah.
And they was like, no.
No, that's right though. A lot of stuff my dad was telling me, I thought I wasn't paying attention either. And he thought I wasn't paying attention.
You know what?
It came right back around.
So that's the good thing about parenting. I remember when Cheyenne, I used to have like all these worries, right? Like, because a fear of a parent is that like once you go, are they gonna continue on? Did you have enough? Like, did I give them everything?
Are they gonna be all right without you? Yeah.
And so I remember her first interview on the news, May News 9. And I wasn't there. And I watched the interview later on and heard her. I was like, oh, she listened.
Yeah.
And that was the time when I was like, she was like 5th grade. I was like, oh, she's going to be okay.
She followed up the instructions.
But that also, when I thought about that for myself, I thought about it for my children and my grandchildren. Because my children, they grown now, right? My baby is 20, my oldest is 30. And so
that's
little girl 26, right? So you hear them talk, that like they was listening.
They mean to you.
Yeah, they do. Like they was listening. So the message is, when you think they're not listening, don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop talking. Just keep talking, even if you think that they're not listening, because they do hear you.
And since it's Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for that.
Yes.
I think with my daughters, it was because I had spent that time away.
Right.
And I made a conscious decision. Like, I didn't really do my time, chasing women because I'm separated.
Right.
So I did my time, nurturing and feeding. I have 2 daughters.
Right. Right.
Giving them the game.
Right.
You talk to me about anything. I'm in the position where you talk to me about the stuff you don't want to talk to your mom about because I can't really push in your head.
Right.
So now they giving it to me, but
that
was I'm thankful because I had the opportunity to just fill my babies up with so much game. You know what I mean? And they apply.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're applying right now. I see it. So they were listening.
Yeah, there's no greater gift for me than when my adult children call me and ask me for my advice. Mm-hmm. That means they still value what I say. Like, because at this point, I'm no longer their dictator. Like, I'm no longer their parental figure that tells them what to do. I'm now their mentor. And for them to still see me as such is such an honor. So I'm thankful for that as well.
I like that. You're the mentor. I didn't think about it.
That's true.
We can be our kids' mentors. Huh?
Right, because it's a transition. Because it's really hard when you get when they first get adulthood, and you remember how like you parented, you kind of structure what goes on in their life. And then at one point they have to take it, and you can no longer like use that I'm mama and I'm daddy all the time. It doesn't hold the same.
It's like whoopings.
Right.
It's like at a certain point you start whooping them.
Right.
You can't whoop them.
Like you can't whoop them at a certain point.
But the good transition is to become their mentor at that point, and then they still honor what you say and take what you say into consideration.
That's all right. Yeah, my dad was my mentor too. You got me thinking about that. Yeah, I had uncles that were mentors, pops were mentors.
The roles change.
Yeah. Man, I just wish I would have been paying attention though. Hey. like I was listening, but I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I had my own agenda.
I had a whole agenda and a whole implementation plan of this agenda.
Come on, had it all
So before
I got here, did you talk about what you cook?
That's what we was talking about. I ain't cooking nothing.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, that's a
Hold
pause.
up. Wait a minute.
That's a pause.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. I'm going to jerk me and Brother John turkey.
Mhm.
That's it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that's all I'm doing. I'm finna go smoke this thing and
I like
Yeah.
a good fried turkey.
man, listen. This jerk turkey,
Mm-hmm.
and when I smoke him down, he gonna tell you about it.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I
can
will.
I get some? I'll bring
Yeah.
cheesecake.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. I got a whole turkey and we got other
Okay,
food, so I
okay.
bust it down 3 ways.
And then you know what?
Yeah.
I have like because I'm making two
And I
types.
know, hold on, I know my wife gonna make me spread it around too, because we don't
Yeah.
feel like and not having a whole bunch of food.
I don't need all that stuff in my
Because y'all two
refrigerator.
at the house, right? And the baby girl.
Yeah.
So y'all don't need all the like,
I
yeah.
don't need all that food in the refrigerator.
So how long do you keep your leftovers for Thanksgiving?
Maybe
Before-
2 to 3 days. I get burnt out. You know what I mean? I get burnt out because I'd be eating after that. I'm done.
And then you have to make it something else.
Is it a time thing or is it just like when it's time?
You know, depending
Like you ain't looking. Okay, I got one more day. Like you just kind of feel it, right? I mean that's my method. Like you get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm just all right. It's time for y'all to go. We don't have enough of that.
Like that. But depending on who household you go to, they be like, you gonna throw that turkey away? That's a good turkey salad.
Oh.
And they start breaking down.
Oh
the
no, I
turkey.
bust my turkey down to a turkey
and then
salad.
They do it, and then they freeze and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Good stuff. They freeze it,
Okay.
and then pull it back out late. You know what I mean?
I doing all that. My wife, she break it down. Like she break it down, like the night after, right? So like after we do it, the day like when she put it up, she break it down, let it sit in the juice and all of that. So when you bring your leftovers out, you bringing them out of that.
Yeah.
Bust down juice and all of that stuff. It's amazing.
The next day is
It's
always better.
amazing.
It's
But
amazing.
I don't know if that's
told y'all I was
proprietary.
hungry.
I don't know if that's proprietary. So if I'm giving up secrets, please
That's
forgive me.
That's her method,
No,
man.
yeah,
That's
what she do. Like,
that's how she come through.
Have y'all ever tried a turkey? The
Turducken.
turkey, duck, and the ham?
Nah.
Nah. My homeboys cook them. I never tried it.
It's somebody in Sarasota that does it,
Mhm.
right? They say it's really good. I'm gonna try it for the first time.
Turkey.
I never tried. Yeah, it's like
it's turkey,
and
duck,
chicken?
and like a hen.
Okay.
And it's all put together. And what they do, they take the bones. They only have like the legs and the wings in it. But the way that they cook it and marinate it, and when you cut it, you cut all 3 pieces of meat.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting.
I'll let y'all know how it goes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I hope the King Reef pull up because I want to know what the vegetarians do.
all sides.
All sides.
What she
Okay.
said: greens, beans, tomatoes, yams. You name. She only named
she
sides.
Yeah.
All right.
She was naming sides.
And that's Reno right there doing the
But
dance.
you just can't have the meat in it. So like your greens.
Greens
Yeah.
got meat in them though.
Some of them, people cook vegetarian greens without any meat in it.
That's
Mhm.
a thing. I
It
guess,
is
too.
a thing. No,
Yeah.
I've been to festivals and they say like we have regular greens and we have vegetarian.
Ah, okay.
Well,
because it's bigger. Like, yeah, it's a consideration.
I do because I know like people like Brother John don't eat certain things. Like I use a lot of vegetable stock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Thank
just make a vegetable stock. You don't have to use a meat stock. You
Okay,
use a vegetable stock.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah.
Flavor your food.
Yeah, man. It's like eat some greens and have a headache.
But you don't eat pork.
Yeah, I don't eat pork. Don't take my black card, but I really don't eat greens either.
Oof.
Where's the button? Bum, 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 bum.
Well, you hear the button, and the whole chair just fall, and I just fall
Yeah.
through the floor.
Yeah, no, the card.
Smoke come up.
That's going on the second plate.
I don't like.
So that's the second plate?
Yeah, that's going on the second
I
plate.
like
That first
collard
second plate.
greens. I don't like turnip greens.
See,
Okay.
I need to eat more greens, but I'm a green lover. Like I eat,
Mm.
like we go to Pofo stuff like that. I just give me 2 turnips, and I
Right.
will tear the thing.
Turnips
And they
have
so
like a
bland.
bitter, like have a bitter taste.
I don't know why. I like greens. I like spinach. I
love spinach.
just like
spinach too. What spinach you got?
yeah, I like green. I need to eat more, but I like greens.
Greens are good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but turnip greens are just not my favorite.
If you know how to cook them, you gotta know.
But that's with anything.
So
like
you-
you ever had turkey bacon?
Yeah.
And most people don't know how to make turkey bacon. So, but you can get turkey bacon like nice and crispy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
that's
know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that's
if
true.
you cook it properly, and then you don't even realize, but you gotta know how to cook turkey bacon.
So the secret to the turnips is you mix the turnips with the collards.
Yeah, mix.
You mix.
You gotta mix. You gotta mix.
Somebody out there feel me. You
gotta mix them.
You gotta mix the yeah.
I've seen it, the mixed greens, but I just even growing up, like I wasn't a big green.
Yeah.
You
was bucking.
Yeah, I was bucking.
So tell me, do you like macaroni and cheese?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Your card was gonna be taken if you
because
the macaroni and cheese is like almost like more important than the
It's
turkey.
a staple. Yeah, it is. It's a staple.
Like if you mess up the macaroni and cheese, like you ain't invited no more to cook.
Yeah, that's true.
Ever.
That's true. So can we talk about this real quick while we're talking about Thanksgiving and the holiday and food? So I did my first official city council happy Thanksgiving email.
Okay.
Oh,
You know that's because that's the thing, right? You gotta send out your
you gotta
all that stuff.
participate.
So while I was composing it, I was thinking about other people who celebrate this day. Well, they don't celebrate it; they see it as a national day of mourning, and how for some it's the beginning of like the new world. Remember the story they gave us about the pilgrims and all that stuff and the first Thanksgiving. But then I was looking at actually it was on the news. It was called Justice for America, and it was a Native American perspective. And they were talking about their view on Thanksgiving, their view on, that first Thanksgiving. And I learned a lot about just how they really feel. I mean, you kind of hear about it and you get the general idea, but just seeing like, the people really got a problem with,
I can imagine.
This holiday,
I can imagine.
And I didn't realize how big of a deal it was until I started, like, again, preparing and composing this, just this newsletter. And I was reading a speech, from one of the activists, and he was invited to give like this unity speech at the 350th anniversary of something back in the day, and they banned him from giving the speech because he was going to like give it from their perspective. And I just want to know what y'all think about that. Like, as we celebrate, knowing that it's a group of people in our country who they consider it as a national day of mourning, not to like be a Debbie Downer or anything, but it's just like a real. It's like the dichotomy of America, right? It's always.
That's what I was about.
It's always two Americans.
That's where I was gonna go with it. Like, my heart goes out to them, but then this is America. We talk about. I mean, this is true. We talk about Black slavery and what America owes us, and then wait in line.
No,
not like that. No, I mean,
let's
shoulder to shoulder. No, that's what I'm saying. Like at
Yeah.
this point, we're all in the same line
Yeah.
at the same time with the same complaints, right? And so, what do we do about it? At this point, we have to respect other people's views and we want people to respect ours. But America is a melting pot of a lot of stuff that people feel that was unjust. And feel like we want justice for something that was done to us, and a lot of times we don't get it. And so, unfortunately, we have to make our own happiness where we're at this point.
Now that I agree with.
The celebration of conquering someone else's land has really been forgotten, and that's what really Thanksgiving is. We went over there and we took that.
Right. That's what he was saying in the speech.
And it is what it is. I think that when you say it's a day of mourning, I think that even the people that don't, technically say, "Oh, we're gonna celebrate the trip," like even me, I take it as a day to think about the people that was here this Thanksgiving, but they ain't here this Thanksgiving. That was here last Thanksgiving.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So it's deep.
I heard you when I was coming in. You said it. You talked about how some people that don't celebrate and don't celebrate the traditional Thanksgiving, and I don't think it's a whole lot of people who like sitting down to the table saying we are happy because of Plymouth Rock on this day.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a minute and thank the pilgrims. Like in our culture, like I don't remember ever thinking or reflecting on the pilgrims at the table. Like it's always about our family. It's always about our people. It's always about the food.
Only time we've ever reflected on it is in school.
Yeah.
But at home, we have a whole nother tradition. We have a way of turning pain into something beautiful. You know what I mean? It's trauma. And because we lived through it, we have to find coping mechanisms to it. and it's not fair, but unfortunately, it's life.
Yeah.
And so what we do is it was a sad thing that happened to them, but then on that other side of the pancake, we get to celebrate life now.
Yeah.
And appreciate the things that we have, and that's what we do for Thanksgiving. And we talked about that yesterday. You know.
Yeah, that's why I said it's like a part of the culture. But just sitting here with y'all made me think about it. Like the only time you really have that conversation about the pilgrims is when you in school.
That's it.
You making the little turkey and making the Indian feather.
Get your hand and make a turkey.
Yeah. But that's another part of like programming, right? You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I couldn't think of the word.
Do the kids even still do that?
Programming?
I don't
know. You gotta ask the Sanchez.
And a little belt buckle.
They might have took that out of school with other.
Can we talk to somebody about
because if you can't talk about Nelson Mandela, you should be able to talk about Thanksgiving.
Yeah, about Plymouth Rock and John Smith and all of that. Malcolm X said, what did he say? We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. The rock landed on us.
Yes.
Right on our head.
Yeah, but again, I not to be a Debbie Downer, but just to know that as we celebrate and as we doing that, in the context, right? Like it's a segment of our population that don't see it the same way we see it, and we're gonna be. I'm always mindful and considerate of those types of things. You know what I'm saying?
I want to think that I am. So let me say this: when I was speaking, I hope that I didn't offend anybody.
It sounded a little rough at first, though.
It might have, but I mean,
you ain't offend nobody, but it did come off a little rough.
I mean, but at this point, this is like I think that here now is that we take stuff and like hold it so delicately, and that like sometimes you gotta rip the Band-Aid off. Not saying this is the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you have to take the person and the content that is coming from. So if I did offend anybody, that wasn't my intentions, but I'm just, and I think I got what I was saying across.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I mean?
I can expound on what you said because I mean, what you said that may have offended anyone was they have to wait in line, and to expound on that is we waiting in line behind them because America already acknowledges their plights.
Yeah,
right.
They're changing the names of football teams. They give them casinos.
They have casinos.
They
get money from the. They get money.
Sovereignty, yeah.
They get. You know what I mean? So I mean, honestly, they're trying to right their wrong to this group of people.
So that's their point of view. That might be an example then when we talk about. In line, like you said, maybe like, because for them, it's like reservations and
we have our own land, we have our own police, we have our own source of income, our casinos.
Yeah.
You can't even get an upper level management, you can't even get a management job at the Hard Rock unless you're a Native American Indian.
Yeah.
I applied.
I remember when you were telling me that. He was like, man.
You can't even get a management job.
Yeah, like you can get hired on the lower level, but not the management job.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really have nationalized.
That's their game.
And that's what they were saying on the interview was that, we call them tribes. They refer to themselves as nations. And so you have different nations, and those nations have their own, laws. They have their governments or their councils, their senates. You know what I mean? And they're really operating in a way that.
So the question is, at this point, what are they looking for?
I
you know what I mean? Like, because the acknowledgement is there. So the acknowledgement is there.
Yeah.
They're getting something, right? They're getting payback for it.
Yeah.
So other than that, what I now this is a question. I hope it. What else would you need to right this wrong?
So what I would say this, because I don't know the answer to that question, but I know on Saturday, Books and Breakfast, they're going to be having a conversation, and I think Stewart's going to be there as a part of it. Stewart is Native American comrades, and he's going to be there to give you the Native American perspective. And I think it's like you got something in between shopping. If you want to get you some free books, free breakfast, you come to Charles Park from 11 to 1 on Saturday. And there'll be representatives from the Native American community who you can have that conversation with, because that is it's definitely a question.
Ask them, can we get the playbook?
Please and thank you.
Yeah, because they got their own bylaws, everything. They got a playbook.
They got their own government.
Yeah.
And they catch it too, right? So there's like, all types of statistics and different things and demographics that show, the plight of Native Americans. But I don't know the answer to that question. But again, for me, it's just all about the acknowledgement, because I think our suffering and our pain sometimes get overlooked, and
Not sometimes.
most times. But that's the rub. It's like, look, it ain't nothing for you to do. Like, there's nothing you can do, but at least acknowledge the fact that, like, this happened, and you all or your people had a hand in, like, why we are the way that we are. Like, that's what it is for me. A lot of times, it's like, we're not looking for a whole confession. We're not looking for. I mean, sometimes we are. You want them to say, yes, we did wrong, and then you want them to say, we feel bad about what we did. You want them to say, okay, here's how we're going to make it right. And then once you do those things, then we can say, okay, I forgive you. But what we usually do is we just point out the wrong. They don't acknowledge it. They don't confess it. They don't feel sorry about it. They don't do anything to correct it. And we just say, don't worry about it. We forgive you. Like, we skip all of the steps that lead to true forgiveness, and we just forgive because we just that type of people. And I think that's the part of it that we do ourselves and others a disservice, because you're not going through the full process to get to forgiveness, because there's no acknowledgement. Like, if I say you did me wrong, but I forgive you, you're like, okay, cool. And you don't even acknowledge, like, you know what?
All right.
You know, like, you don't even have a conversation about it. You know what I'm
That's very
saying?
powerful, because a lot of people do, like, in different types of relationships, stuff happens, and then you forgive that person, but there's no acknowledgement of what the wrong that person did. So the likelihood of them offending you,
there you go.
Is very great.
That's, you know what I mean?
Reoffenders.
Because one of the key parts of not reoffending is, repentance, right? Ain't that what they call it? When you feel bad about what you did. But if you don't feel bad about what you did,
then you'll do it again.
Then usually, you know what I'm saying?
No. Now
right?
9 times out of 10, like you said, usually they're gonna do it again.
I mean, that's part of the forgiveness process. Like, you know what? I wronged you. My bad. You know what I mean? And then asking, is there anything that I can do to make it up to you? And then I tell you, there's some things you can do.
But that goes
and it's easy for me to, forgive.
But that goes for people who care about you. Like, when people love you, they and they see value in you,
right?
Then they don't want to hurt you.
True.
And then they value your opinion and your perspective on things, because your perspective is your reality, right? Regardless of how I may admit something else, but if you took it like that, it's my job, because I was the deliverer of it, to either tell you, yes, you're right, and then or no, you're wrong. But either way, it's my job to clear it up.
And like I said, even the acknowledgement can be as simple as, like, I see how you could get to that conclusion. Like, I might not even, I don't feel that way, but I see how you could, I see how you could get to that. I see how you could feel that. It's just some type of acknowledgement of, like, you heard me and you heard what I said. That's all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then you start into the next phases of the process.
So this goes back to our original conversation, is that you still need to speak even when you think you're not being heard.
Yes.
Because people listen, they hear you even if they don't acknowledge. A lot of people, pride won't let them accept what you're saying right then. It's when they go and sit by themselves and those conversations go back in their head, then they have to admit it to themselves. So never stop talking.
Never stop talking. All right, cool, Jeff. I don't know if this was on your agenda, Jeff. We just want to crash the party.
Hey, you see what I'm doing? I'm chilling, man. I'm like, hey, man, listen. I ain't no subject, man.
We're sorry.
I'm chilling, man. I'm enjoying I'm enjoying the conversation, and I was just, kind of really just, reflecting myself, and what I'm saying, like, just a reason why I do a lot of the stuff I do. When I had an opportunity, shout out to Lakewood High School, man. They're going to the playoffs tomorrow.
They're playing the Cavalry, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of Pinellas County schools. Largo still in the playoffs, and CCC.
Okay.
And it's big for Pinellas.
But that was part of the plan, right? Like, so they really just executing the play, right?
On the other side of this bracket is Miami Central, and they are number 1 in the country.
Okay. What that mean?
So we
Look, what that mean?
we finna run into them. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It is what it is. You know what I mean. But
Yeah.
the reason why I brought that up is when I had the opportunity to speak to those boys, I kind of told them, you know, I I want y'all to see me for the person that I am here today, because I don't even want y'all to know who I was before.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's kind of big on why I do what I do, because I feel like I'm undoing some of my wrongs
Yeah.
in the community.
Yeah.
And you know,
That's what they call atonement, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's atonement. It's where you've done something to offend somebody, and you're doing something to try and make it right with that person.
It's called,
and it can be with yourself. Like that's the first atonement. Like in Islam, our prayer is, I have been unjust to myself. That's the first confession. I have been unjust to myself, and I confess my faults. So grant me protection against all my faults, because none can grant protection against faults with thee. But the first injustice is what you do to yourself, because you can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you look, there you are.
They say you can lie to everybody else, but don't lie to yourself.
And if you do, you in bad shape. Because once you start believing your own lies, boy, that's
but it's called growth, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to be where you were like 10 years ago, where you were 20 years ago.
Man,
you know
20 years ago.
I know you got the text. So when you got the text, I kind of almost teared up, right?
The text.
Yeah, the kidnapping text when I did.
Yeah.
But I was tear of joy when I thought about it.
Yeah.
Because 20 years ago, they kidnapped you. But today, look at the impact and the things that you have done, and the turnaround, and the things that they said you couldn't do, you are now doing. The things that you didn't think was possible, or you thought that was hurdles or barriers, was just a stopping point, just a stop sign, so that you can go on through it. And so I'm just thinking, and I don't know if just be grateful that you can look back and be like, I'm not there no more, and I'm not going back. And if I can help somebody else not to take that same road, here I am. Why not me?
Hey man,
we gotta do us a Sunday service.
I passed my training.
I'm setting up. I'm gonna work with the church, and we're gonna do a Sunday service here.
Okay.
I want you to open up for me.
Okay.
We're gonna have a whole opening program.
Okay.
We're gonna on the program. We're gonna have on the program. And then I'm gonna do the Sunday service, man.
Yeah, I think I want to do
the. You heard it here first. I ain't told nobody. I ain't even told y'all.
But I know who you did tell.
I want to do what they call it, the dissertation on the way out. They're gonna let King Jab wrap it up.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, so to wrap it up, here I go.
You're gonna make the call to action. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's gotta be a call to action.
Because we finna make a play.
The voice of the people.
Just another perspective on this atonement, right? Just another analogy that I remember receiving. It's like if you have a white shirt and I spill, wine on your shirt, I can apologize for that, right? I acknowledge that I did it, and I confess, that was my bad. I did that. But then I feel sorry for it, because that's your favorite shirt. So now I'm repenting, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I feel bad because that's your favorite shirt. But the one step that, again, what we are pressing for and what we usually want to have happen is like, okay, the apology is good, the acknowledgement is good, the confession is good, you feeling sorry is good, but I still got this stain on my shirt. What you gonna do? And then it's like, okay, well, you know what? I'll buy you another shirt, or I'll take your shirt to the cleaners. That part of the process is what we as a community usually skip. We usually skip the repairing of the damage.
Or you know what? The change behavior.
Yeah.
That part of it. So when you're looking for somebody and because anybody can say, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not the words, it's the action. So what we're missing is the actions behind the words.
Yeah.
Like the
acknowledgement. We skip that and go right into, oh, I forgive you. That's all right.
Yeah. So
but I still got this shirt with this stain on it, even though I've forgiven you.
Every time I look at it, it reminds me, okay, so let's think it's like a lie, right? I say it like this. So the truth and the lie. If you tell somebody the truth, it's still going to hurt, right? But it's a straight cut.
Okay.
You lie it's like rips and all this other stuff, because now they got to find out. So every time they look at it, it reminds them of the pain. The truth hurts for a second, but there's no scar right there to remind you of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And at least you have
Bars.
the benefit. Yeah, there's no scar to remind you.
You just dropped the bar right there.
It's a smaller scar.
Right, but it's just that,
and
like,
it heals. I think it heals faster.
It heals because it's a straight. It means,
yeah, it means.
You know what I mean? You are allowed to then make your decisions from there because you got the truth. Yeah. When the lie comes, you made the decision for me. So it's jazz. It don't heal as smooth.
I learned that early on though. I learned that at a certain point in my life, and I just started telling the truth. Some people call it brutally honest, but it was like, yo, that once you tell somebody the truth, the responsibility is on them. But well, you hold the liar holds a heavy burden, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. That's a heavy burden to be carrying a lie and to keep up with a lie and all of that stuff. And so it's like, you know what? I ain't really got the capacity to be holding that, so I'm just gonna tell you the truth. Once I tell you the truth, now our interactions are above board. It's up to you to decide how you want to engage, how you want to handle, how you want to deal with me. But to try and moonwalk and maneuver and all of that stuff that come with lying, it just make you old. And
well, y'all speaking really on probably one of my biggest flaws.
Dang, Jab, your time run fast.
Yeah, one of my biggest flaws is that I'm brutally honest, and I probably tell you that right then at that point is really.
Yeah,
I'm finna tell you right, and we ain't gonna double back and have no meeting. We finna address it right there.
Hash this out. And sort this out.
And I've learned that I have to, from y'all brothers, that I have to articulate how I give that truth to people.
I say it like this: manners matter.
Man, it's the same. Like well, double back to the conversation. We listen. My first cellie when I got to prison, 24 years old. I was in federal prison. Young guy. First cellie, 65-year-old man. And he used to tell me all the time, man, you so dang on untactful.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know what they say?
The old people used to say it ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
You're not tactful with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You just say what the hell you want to say.
This is the objective when you're telling somebody something, you want them to receive the message, right? And then people think that brutally honest makes you real. It doesn't necessarily make you real if the delivery is crap, right? You have to know people, and once you know people, you know how to deliver it.
I'll say it this way. I hear you. I definitely hear you. I appreciate brutal honesty, right? Even though it hurts. I think the line gets crossed sometimes where we blur the line between brutal honesty and disrespect. And being
hurtful.
And I remember there was a time when people would say, I'm just going to keep it real. And that was like the preface for them saying something disrespectful. It's like, so you can keep it real and be brutally honest without being disrespectful.
True.
I think that's the difference, because some people will tell you like, well, I just got to keep it real. And then that's a qualifier and a license to just be all kinds of disrespectful. I don't subscribe to that. Like, you can keep it real, have good manners, and tell your truth. Be brutally honest and speak the truth. And I think that's the other part of it, because at the end of the day, brutally honest is still honest. You know what I mean? And the mark, it might be a little longer, it might go a little deeper, but it still will heal. You know what I'm saying?
So when you say, I think me and you are saying the same thing.
We usually are.
Yeah.
And
it's just the way, it's the woman, because we saw
that's
it
why I
on
said
Friday.
I would say it like this.
Right.
You heard me? Because I'm aware of that. Because
Yeah.
it's like, I heard what you said. I would say it like this.
Right. And
it's not saying that's not something different.
No, it's basically the same thing. Whenever you have to do a disclaimer about something, you're about to do whatever disclaimer.
I don't mean no disrespect.
Then you about to be disrespectful.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'll probably come in there with all disrespect.
With all disrespect.
With all disrespect.
Just let you know,
this all.
My intention was to disrespect.
Absolutely.
So let's bring this back to Thanksgiving. So we know Thanksgiving is a time when people come together. Maybe people you haven't seen in a while. People who have changed, or people who may have hurt you before, but now they still, because it's family. So just be mindful of like all of the stuff that we talked about. There's ways that you can have these difficult conversations. There's ways that you can settle these differences. You don't have to avoid people when they show up to the cookout. If like somebody offended you, like this may be the opportunity for you to go to them and be like, yo, let's
settle a difference this year.
Like, let's squash it this year, man. Because things are happening at a clip that we can hardly keep up with. And like who wants that on their conscience to be like, you know what? This person passed away or this person left or something happened to this person and we was at odds over something that could have been resolved through a conversation. If you at that space, you know what I mean?
Because
just know
some
that this will be the place.
This will be being thankful. It's a great opportunity, but also know that it's your space, right?
Yeah.
And so you are allowed to have people in or not in, and you can love people from a distance and not have the hate in your heart. Like you don't,
that's true.
you can forgive and have the conversation and still keep the distance.
Yeah.
And then there's no regret because some people do not get the deserve to be in your presence like that anymore.
But that's part of feeling for you too, and everybody. Let's just have a conversation.
Yeah.
And that don't mean you at my house next weekend at the barbecue. That don't mean all that.
Right.
We just need to settle this. Let's lay this out.
That's like for me. That's like the Neosporin. Right.
To the cut of the straight, or the straight cut on the arm and Neosporin.
So now I'm tending to it. I'm doctoring it up. You know what I mean? It still ain't healed all the way yet, but at least we making steps. To be able to acknowledge it.
Yeah, and time has a way to make you forget how bad it was, and then you realize that it really wasn't as serious as you thought it was. Like I
think that's a personality. That's a person to person type.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, because some people never forget. Always hold on to it. 30 years later, sidewalks like
foolishness,
like
man. Foolishness.
You put my foot in the back of my heel and made me trip in 3rd grade, and people still be holding.
So there
am
are
I right
people,
or wrong?
You are right, but those people, I'm gonna say, it don't matter what you do. They're always looking. They're always looking for something wrong in the situation.
Yeah.
Like the glass is always half empty for them. Every time you talk to them, oh, that waiter didn't smile at me. Wait, she was busy. She didn't smile at anybody. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Oh, the light turned green and then turned red before I went. It's on the timer. It has nothing to do with you, sir.
Right.
Nothing, whatever. No, I'm just saying.
I know people like that.
It's all about this on the time. It has nothing to do with your personality.
Right. And so those people who hold on to those type of grudges from like 20 years or something like that typically hold on everything. You know what I mean?
And then they be mad at people who moved on.
Right.
It's like you mad with me because I moved on. Like I don't even remember, and now you think I'm fake, but I really forgot about that because it was so long ago. But that's people that do that.
It is people like I don't understand like the grudges from middle school.
Oh,
like
man.
we really remember and I remember the incident, right? But like, is it really that impactful? Like
so we got to close it. But but that's another topic. That's another topic of discussion that we need to carry on. Is not even the grudges from middle school, the grudges that we're holding against each other right now that's stopping us from going forward.
That's true.
Right.
Because that's what's happening a lot in our community.
I'm seeing it in our political spaces. Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm addressing here.
Yeah, you're right.
And we can't even get nowhere because it's
the ones we refer to as leaders, like got grudges and beefs.
Yeah, and you standing on that.
Yeah.
Why? What? So yeah.
Yeah,
but
you're right. That is
true. So
can we talk about it tomorrow?
We can talk about it tomorrow.
I can't come tomorrow.
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Right. So I'm gonna leave you. So I'll can I start my final? So the final thoughts right now, I would say, is it more important to build our community or for you to be right?
Ooh.
What is more important?
That's not even a question. I'm not going.
That's not even.
That's the meditation.
That's the meditation. I want you to sit on this. Think about this. Is it more important to you to build our community, or for you to be right? And that's what we're gonna start off tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that, but I want to sit that right there, and throw that out there in the atmosphere. Give y'all some food for thought. And be grateful. Be the change you want to be, right? Today is Thanksgiving.
It is.
Every day I tell you to write down 5 things that made you smile.
Every day.
Every time I'm on this radio, I say that, so I'm not going to change. And especially today, you know what I mean? And just be happy and enjoy the people that's around you. Love on them.
Right on. My final thought would be this. Just be happy, but also know and be mindful that there are people who are sad while you're happy. Now that don't have to impact you or move you in any kind of way, but just know that everybody is not as happy as you are on this day, and make space to just acknowledge that. If you're interested in people and you're interested in unity, bridge building, and all of those things, you want to take a look and see, why is that? What happened? And really give yourself the benefit of somebody else's perspective. Sometimes it helps you grow. And so feed on that. And that's the space that I'm in right now, is being willing to look at the other side of the pancake, as we always are. But yeah, enjoy your family, love on your family. I know, again, like, it's not, for our culture, it's not about pilgrims and Indians so much. It's about friends, family. Settle your differences, squash your beefs, love on your loved ones, man, and enjoy your life. That's it. That's all I got.
Because both of y'all took the words I was going to say, love on your loved ones. I put some else together. To be gracious, to have gratitude, and to be grateful should never offend anyone. And if it does, then that's another conversation to be had.
My gratitude offends you.
Yeah. Because that's what it is ultimately about.
Yeah, that's right.
Just be gracious, have gratitude, and be thankful.
Man, settle them differences.
That's how we're gonna end it, man. Squash that. Hold on. We're gonna squash that. We go
and you can do it over
back in. Hold on, back in.
You can do it over a plate of
collard greens.
Yeah. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Beans, potatoes, How you like the new job?
I love it. I actually now like the first